Hi there, I'm Dr. Chung, and welcome to your friendly proctologist. Thanks for tuning in today, and wherever you are in the world, I hope you're doing the best that you can. I know it's not easy, and trust me, people out there do understand what you're going through. Today's question is another really great one. The question is, Dr. Chung, what do you think about donut pillows or those inflatable donut cushions? What are your thoughts? Bad, good, etc. Before we get there though, please like and subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate your participation, and it really helps the mission to help you become more educated about your bottom end. Okay, so the question really is, I think, a very good one because it's so common for everyone to use something to support their bottom end, or they think it's supporting it. The quick answer is I am not a fan of donut pillows or those sitz bath tubs that you can buy in the grocery store. Now be careful, I am not against sitz baths. Sitz baths are great. But sitz bath tubs, that plastic thing that fits in your toilet, I am not a fan of them. You're entitled to your own opinion. Don't have to agree with me. Totally fine with that. Everyone has their own experience or tips. But today, let's talk about why I do not recommend those things, okay? The donut pillow is pretty self-explanatory. Everyone knows what a donut is. It's a circular looking a nice snack or a treat that you eat, and it's got that hole in the center. You can also think of it like a bagel. How come no one calls it a bagel pillow, right? Why is it a donut? Anyway, I wanted to draw some pictures for you because it's so hard to explain some of this stuff with just your hands, and many of you given feedback that you'd like more pictures. So I'm trying a new piece of technology, trying to increase your learning. So let's go to the computer. Let's go. Okay, so here we are at the computer screen here, and I'm going to do my best so that you can hear me at the same time here. Okay, so here we go. We're at the drawing board here, and so please be patient with my drawings. I'm really sorry, I'm a terrible artist. Right, so of course the donut pillow we talked about really just looks like a tire, right? You have your bottom end, your butt would be sitting here, your sit bones would be here, and then usually your legs are coming out in front, right? And there's your feet, your toes, right? And this is what we would sit on. And right here is where the anus would be, because that's where you want to give the anus some rest and allow it to just kind of not have anything touch it, which is really the theory here, right? Well, let's draw the donut another way now. So if we were to, let's draw it down here. Well, let's draw it up here. We're going to have our pillow from the side view, right? So let's say you're sitting on it here, and we're going to draw our body, and your knees and your feet are coming down here, right? And the rest of your body is kind of coming down here. There's your other leg. Now I'm going to draw the inside of this pillow, which is the hole here, right? So this area here is the same as this area here. This is where it's empty and where your hemorrhoids would, rest here. So let's draw the hemorrhoids now. We'll draw those in red. Now, you only would be sitting on these if you had a hemorrhoid upset, right? So let's draw our hemorrhoids, and they're kind of flared up right now. And so they're a little bit, whoops, it's not working. It's a little bit big here, and we see that our hemorrhoids are kind of flared up. And because they're sticking out and kind of really pissed off, that's why we want to sit on this donut pillow. But what is the problem from my opinion? Again, these opinions are my own and my own only. If you disagree, feel free to do so. Write a comment. And when these are swollen up here and you're sitting in this empty space, it's really the same thing as you sitting on the toilet. And we all know that we're not supposed to sit on the toilet for longer than we need to. Why? It's because the hemorrhoids will start to they will keep swelling up. The blood keeps flowing down into your anus, and they can get bigger and bigger, and they may take longer to actually feel better because they're not going down in size. They just keep staying the same size or getting bigger. And so when your hemorrhoids are on the outside like this and you sit in this donut pillow, you can expect that this size may stay the same, or that your hemorrhoids may even get even bigger and swell even larger than before. Because while your butt is being supported here, your legs are being supported by this pillow, there is no support here. So ideally you want something to be pushing up against the hemorrhoids so that they don't keep swelling like a big bag of blood. And this hole here does not allow for any support. That is the problem here, okay? And so if your hemorrhoids are going to keep being swollen like this, if you had bleeding when you got off the toilet, you can bet that there's probably going to be more bleeding here because there's so much blood contained in these hemorrhoids now. That soreness and fullness that you feel, again, you're probably going to feel that again because everything is still really, really swollen. What I suggest is that what you do instead, let me try and redo some of this here. Oh, it deleted everything. Okay, well, that's fine. Let's try it again. What I suggest instead is, instead of sitting on a donut pillow with a hole in the center, sitting on a pillow, a really supportive pillow that is completely solid. It does not have a hole here. So the difference being is that when you sit down on this pillow, right, versus sitting down on this pillow, we're going to draw two people here using some type of cushion or donut pillow. We'll draw the hemorrhoids, okay? This person, like we said before, is going to have their hemorrhoids still swollen and filled with blood. There is no support here, nothing to support, okay? Here we have the same person's hemorrhoids, and because they're being supported by the cushion, it's being pushed up. You see how the cushion is pushing up against the hemorrhoids? Now, this allows the hemorrhoids to stay put, not to continue filling with blood, and therefore get to something that may be bigger and sag down into the hole here. This cushion here can even put more pressure and then cause the blood to go back in the body and make you feel less swollen and have less bleeding issues. Now you might ask, like, Dr. Chung, that really hurts. I mean, the reason why I use these pillows is because I can't touch it. I can't even bear to sit down on it. How do you expect me to sit on a cushion when I can barely even touch it? And I completely understand where you're coming from. And this is where this type of donut cushion really came about, because you want to sit down, but you can't. You can't even put barely any pressure on it. So in those situations, I recommend you just lay down flat on the ground. So if you're going to sit down here, let's change the color of the pen here. So if we're gonna have you lay down and you're gonna have your knees, your legs sitting here, and let's say you're gonna lay down your back. You could even have your legs sitting up on a table. Let's draw a nice table for you. Got this brand new ottoman. Okay, so there's your feet propped up on a table, and if your hemorrhoids are here, then they still may be swollen, okay? But the thing is that with you laying down flat on the bed or on the couch or something like that, gravity will equal things out. So that means the blood is going back and forth, but in this type of situation, the force of gravity is going downwards. All the blood is rushing to your butt. Same here, the blood is rushing to your butt. But here, there no longer is that force. It's going to allow this hemorrhoids to swell back down again. And so while the pressure against your anus may allow them to decompress faster, but if it causes pain, what I suggest is just laying down and relaxing in any of these cases so that your muscles can allow the blood to flow back in. So I hope those terrible drawings still provided some educational use, but to reiterate again, that hole where your anus is just sagging into, I believe is not going to be helpful. I mean, if you're gonna just use a donut pillow, why don't you just go sit on the toilet instead? I mean, that way you don't have to move anywhere, right? And the same logic applies, is that the toilet is not a safe place for your hemorrhoids. Neither are these donut pillows. If you really have an issue with sitting on a soft, supportive cushion, like for example, a memory foam type of cushion, where it's soft yet supportive, then I suggest laying down for a little while right after a bowel movement so that you can be more comfortable faster. Or do a sitz bath, or stand up in the shower, something of that nature where it gears you up to be relaxed and therefore recover. And so it's helpful if you get up off the toilet as fast as you can, fast as possible, so your hemorrhoids don't swell up to the maximum size, right? And then go and lay down or sit on the supportive cushion so that you can try and deal, right? And of course, using the creams like Preparation H or lidocaine, things that are in the description below. You can also look there for some products that may help you, or even Pranicura that we've talked about. Many people are finding great benefit with the Pranicura to soothe the bottom end, and these can all be used together, okay? And I hope that this video was helpful to help you understand. If you have any questions, please let me know, and like and subscribe and ring that bell. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.